Hello and welcome back to After the Table, a TTRPG podcast. 'Tis I, your favorite millennial that has nostalgia way too often, Shelly Von Miller. Speaking of nostalgia, we are joined by, I guess, the Table of Nostalgia. That's what I want to call it. They play in some of your favorite 80s and 90s like set pieces in a way, and honestly I'm here for it. They are mighty, they are morphin, but they only play Power Rangers on the internet. Welcome some of the members of the Spectrum TTRPG table. Hi everybody. Hello. Hi. Yes.
I suddenly feel really old.
It's okay.
Like 80s and 90s, it's just like shot to the heart. Just.
I'm just talking about the set pieces, just the game, the areas in which the things come from, not you. I mean, we're all. I'm from the 80s, so I can't say much.
I watched it. I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I'm perfectly fine. Well, for those who don't know who y'all are, please introduce yourselves. Either one can go first.
You started this
Michael.
thing. You go first.
Okay. I'm going first. I'm Matthew. I'm the crazy person who started this thing. I'm a GM from the UK, and one day someone told me that I should do this on the Renegade Game Studio Discord, and I was like, why not? So yeah, I did, and almost 3 years later we're still here and doing it. Yeah, almost 3 years. It's crazy. Time kind of flies. Yeah.
And I'm pretty familiar with the other person at this lovely little round table. Just a little bit. He likes to cry on stream. He's known as a crier.
Yes. I'm Michael, and I cry on the internet.
Introduce yourself, Michael.
Yeah.
What was that, Michael?
I said I'm Michael, and I cry on the internet, and that's all you really need to know.
It's true. He also has a shirt that says, "I'm not a bottom, I just play one in games." You can get it in the merch store right now. Please show links in the show notes. Every purchase goes to helping a not bottom survive on the internet. But yeah, speaking of bottoms. But you mentioned, Matthew, how this thing got started. So, like, you said on the Renegade Discord, so Renegade Games, this is where the Power Rangers game is from. Were you looking for Power Rangers actual plays, or what was the deal?
This is going to sound kind of... We're going to turn a negative into a positive here, because it's a funny story. Yeah, the book isn't great. I'm not going to tell a lie. The book isn't great. The community is fantastic. The people that work for the company and all of the support they've given, especially the people that have contributed to the book, have been amazing at filling in the blanks. I remember buying the book and reading through the book and being really thoroughly confused at the time, and getting kind of grumpy and wanting to vent and finding the space, and then finding other people who were asking the same sort of questions. And at the time, one of the people who'd contributed to the book, one of the authors, Brian, was holding office hours and was answering questions for like an hour during the day, Monday to Friday, and was just really helping to fill in those gaps, and just to try and make things more understandable and make the game more playable. Because even now there's a few bits and pieces where there's a second edition of the book that's not a second printing of the book that's just come out, and some things have been clarified, and it's still raising questions, but at the time we was talking about different things, and they'd done a AP Day of Destiny. Was really fun. I remember watching it with one of my friends, and that was the point we was like, Power Rangers has got a TTRPG, we have to play this. And just talking about it with Brian, and he was the one that said, well, do something. Like, you obviously love the game, you understand enough of the book, run some games, put some on the internet. And I had no idea what I was doing. I'm still not sure I have any idea what I'm doing. Depends on the day of the week, to be quite honest with you. But I took that challenge and found some people who were interested in trying it. A few of them had played some one-shots with me previously, as we was all trying to learn the system. A few we just kind of found each other on the internet. And some of them left, some of them we found new people, like Michael, who played games with Jay, who was one of the people that started with us. And yeah, we've had people join, we've had people leave, but I think we counted it out the other day. We've had like 80 proper full-on episodes.
Of, like...
So somewhere in the region of like 300 odd hours just of this one show, and all of the other crazy shenanigan things we've done with the system as well. We did this really weird pony game that really should never have happened.
Hold on,
I made it
hold
really
on.
weird.
Whose idea was it? Was it Michael's idea to do the pony show?
Well, no. See, pony was.
I wish I could blame somebody else.
Yeah, no. It was
okay. Because
yeah, but like it was like we wanted to put it up because we were all excited about the E20 My Little Pony dropping, and we were like, we want to play this, we want to stream it, and we were all like, cool, let's do this, and we were all expecting a My Little Pony game. And then there were Decepticons, and...
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Saturday morning cartoons.
One rolls with these things.
It's just things...
So, it's, again,
yeah.
Your fault it got so unhinged.
It's my... I bought 100% own it. It was my fault. One of the things with like the E20 system is that there's the Power Rangers, there's Transformers, there's G.I. Joe, and there's My Little Ponies, and there's Night Vale coming soon. Mm-hmm. And they're all built on the same system, so they're all cross-compatible. And when it came out, the My Little Pony book was kind of like, yes, it's there, and yes, it runs the same system, but it's also kind of like the little cousin that you don't really touch with the others. And I was kind of, for what if we did?
What if you did? Yeah.
You're telling me I can't, but what if we did?
Yeah.
And we were also the first ones to stream SS20 My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
Because when you do crazy, nobody beats you to the table.
Yeah, that will do it to you. Yeah, I don't want to do My Little Pony right now. Let's see how everybody else takes it. And then you're like, we're going to do it!
Yeah. Flying... We had like normal ponies. Michael played a fairly normal pony, I think. Other than the fact that I don't think you can see it, but somewhere up there is a statement that just says it's licking a free action. That comes from Michael's pony character.
Listen, when you're this,
I love that. That sounds about right for Michael.
And then we had a pony in armor with a grenade launcher, because that's what you get when you when you reverse engineer Decepticon technology
and turn it into guns and armor.
Yeah. Yeah, it was creepy, it was weird, it happened, we moved on. We brought it back full circle because they popped back up in a Power Rangers game.
Nice.
It's become a running gag now that the Pony Team 5 pops up in every other game in some fashion, whether in like Happy Meal toys, as a movie franchise, what have you.
That is so cute. That's a great idea, just to be like, hey guys, this is a thing. this is sort of canon. It's fanon in your own fan canonness.
Yeah. I think... sorry, go on.
No, go.
I was going to say, Killian's character Millie in our Greek-themed Heirs to Olympus game has pony pyjamas, My Little Pony pyjamas, and they do have Pony Team 5 on the on the My Little Pony pyjamas, because
I love that. I love that so much. So I guess this is I said I was going to do a gotcha before we started this, but I'm going to make y'all decide here on the spot. Favorite Power Ranger season? Go. Yeah. See, this is the only time I get a gotcha.
No, because
controversial.
This is going to sound really bad. Okay. I watched Power Rangers as a kid, and I was born in 1988, so I was kind of like the right age to watch it as a kid, and then watch it with my brother growing up because he was a few years younger, and then it fell off my plate because I started watching things that were a bit more grown up. I don't know any of the newer stuff at all, so for me, it's like the old stuff, and it's not because I loved the old stuff, it's just that's what I remember. So I would go In Space because I love space.
Michael, what's your favorite season?
I mean, I was literally the perfect age for Mighty Morphin when it dropped. I was like 11 or 12 when it came out. So, and there's a lot of the seasons that I still haven't seen. I'm somewhere in Wild Force currently and haven't touched that in a while. So, I mean, I got it. As much as it's been overwrought and overdone and overproduced for toys and everything, I still got to give it to Mighty Morphin, just because it's the OG. It's like my favorite characters that are in that one. You know, not Tommy, Jason, and Kimberly are the best.
Yeah, I will say that I've only watched Mighty Morphin. I've only watched the first, I guess there's 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, 3 seasons in a movie.
So, yeah,
I remember going to the movie theaters and watching the movie, and I had it on VHS. And, I watched the show, because I wouldn't say I was the perfect age. I was of an age, because it came out in 93. I was young enough to where I wanted to play Power Rangers, but I was not old enough. I was right there. It was the same with Pokemon. Pokemon came to the States at a perfect age. I was middle school, elementary school, things like that. Yes, I'm old, internet. Come at me. I have the 87 brand on my hiney. There you go. I'm ancient compared to some streamers. But yeah, no, I will say this right now. Whenever people are like, yeah, there's I don't know, whatever ducks one, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. What are you talking about? There's more seasons. They're still going. They're like, yeah, they're doing a reunion of the Mighty Morphin. I was like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Which I heard was both sad and a great time.
Yes.
So yeah. I didn't watch it. I just know it happened.
Yeah, I was at a convention in October last year and saw the actor that played Zack, and it was like, wow, there's one of the original Power Rangers actors, and at the same time it was like, wow, there is one of the original Power Rangers actors. He is looking a little bit old, and now I'm feeling my knees ache and my back. Wow. Yeah.
God, thinking about it, I mean, we've lost 2 of the Mighty Morphin cast already, correct? Because we lost the actress that played Trini, and then we also lost the actor that played Jason. Which
No, the actor that played Tommy.
Tommy? Oh, was it? I thought it was
Yes.
Jason. Okay.
No, Jason.
No, that's the confusion.
Yeah, his name's Jason, but he played Tommy. Yeah. The actor that played Jason is still about.
There you go.
I think, yeah, just those two. But it's been a bit of a cursed thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It happens. I think that's just like the 90s in general. There are shows that are just cursed. Because it's like, oh, this thing. It's like, wait, what? Okay. I guess, okay. I don't know if this was a thing for everybody else. Did y'all play Power Rangers growing up? I played Power Rangers growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I was always designated the Red Ranger. So, what was your Power Ranger that you were designated growing up?
There was no designation. I was red. I called that.
Oh, you just chose it? Yeah.
Yeah, just called it. Dibs.
Here's the thing. It was a bunch of girls playing in my group, so everybody was vying for, like, the Yellow Ranger and the Pink Ranger, and then everybody's like, I'm not saying my name my name is on the internet, but still. They're like, Shelly, you're gonna be the Red Ranger. And I'm like, okay, sure.
But that means you're in charge by default.
True.
That's just how it goes. Yeah.
True. What, Matthew? What Ranger were you?
I probably was the blue. I was the nerdy one. Even then, I was the nerdy one. I was the nerdy kid. So.
There
yeah.
you go. But yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, playing Power Rangers in the front yard, just, we're gonna save the day. I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna save the day.
Yeah.
I think
And we're still playing it.
Yeah, and I think doing that sort of like play activity helps, I guess, bridge the gap to other nerdy things as well. So, I mean, some would consider that LARPing. Mm-hmm. So it could be a bridge to LARPing. Definitely a bridge to, I mean, actual play was not a thing, but like a bridge to TTRPGs if you ever found it.
It was improv.
It was improv. It was acting. So yeah, some people became theater kids. I think I'm the only one that ended up doing creative stuff out of my group. I'll be for real. I mean, like I do stage performance, and now I do actual play stuff. So I mean, yeah, there you go. Who knew playing Power Rangers in the front yard would cause the internet?
First step, yeah. It's the first step towards all of the actual performance.
So
interesting.
Y'all primarily do Essence 20 because, one, you're sponsored by Renegade whenever it comes to Essence 20 games. But how did y'all fall into that? What was the first system that you found?
So
both as like a collective and individually.
I mean, Power Rangers.
Essence 20 was the first. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that was the first one as well, like, for myself, that I was expecting because of the Day of Destiny podcast. And whilst we've sort of brought elements in from the other ones, like we've played a little Transformers as well, we've done the My Little Pony bit to a degree. Power Rangers has been the biggest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I say I think it definitely has been the biggest.
It's definitely, yeah. The single biggest,
yeah.
Single like biggest focus has been rangering. Yeah. No, I remember hearing about the game dropping, or like before Day of Destiny, like back when they were like, we're gonna do a 5e clone, and I was like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but good job. I want a Power Rangers game. Hit me. You know. And then they, then they realized that wasn't going to work because, yeah. And now we have Essence 20, and even that the version they had in Day of Destiny was very different from what we ended up getting.
Yeah. It's definitely changed over the last couple of years. while we've been playing it, it's definitely gone through some changes.
Mm-hmm.
Do they? I guess I don't know how that works, especially with actual plays that are like sponsored by systems or companies that put out systems. Do they like consult with y'all? Do they consult with the greater AP community about like, hey, what are some of these? Nothing.
Like, we have an affiliate link, so if you
click
that link,
it's like, hey,
if you buy stuff. But yeah, beyond that, yeah.
I think that's a missing element then, like, because you're playing these games live most of the time. You know, why not be like, hey, this isn't working. You might want to change something, because you're essentially providing free beta testing for them or alpha testing for them. So it's like, hey, feedback form.
It's definitely something that's it's scary sometimes thinking about it. It's easy to kind of
people who started before us, but they had limited run games, and
yep, it has
hold
been
on to those reins.
Yeah, we've taken some short breaks here and there, but it's been pretty much non-stop for. And generally, if we've taken a break, it's been to do something. So we might have like taken a couple of weeks in between like the main story and done some crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We did a couple of weeks on a Transformers planet while everybody was playing Transformers racing around for a cup. Like literally, it was just kind of like a NASCAR race. That involved lots of blowing things up and shooting out everybody's tyres and crashing into other people, and basically the last one standing, I think it pretty much turned into one. And I don't even think it was a Transformer that won. I think it was a person outside of the Transformer vehicle in the end.
How very what's that game? That
Wacky
video
Races?
game? They turn, huh?
Wacky Races.
No, it's the one that they turned into.
No, I was going to say Metal Gear, but it's not that.
No.
It's Twisted Metal.
Yeah, the one they turned into a TV
Twisted
show.
Yeah. Whenever I heard they turned that into a TV show, I was just like, how? Okay, that's a deep cut.
Yep.
Because I played Twisted Metal. I loved playing Twisted Metal growing up. It was one of my favorite games. I grew up playing lots of racing games on the PlayStation, and so I was just like, Twisted Metal. Like a weirdo. Yeah, that's so interesting that, I mean, yeah. Here's the thing, like, APs have been around for a little bit, since, like, what, 2015? 2013, 2015 probably, between that period. I think there was, I feel like during the pandemic there was, like, a resurgence. Like, there was, like, a
100%, yeah.
I would, like, a renaissance. I mean, I feel like that's how... I wouldn't say renaissance. Let's say a gold rush.
Yeah.
A gold rush.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in this position without the pandemic. Honestly. Like,
yeah.
Like, I only met Jay because I was in a Buffy game with him, like a private Buffy game with the Leaves of Pearl through Sword and Scroll, and that's how I met him. And he was eventually like, hey, there's this Power Rangers game. I was like, that's amazing. I was almost on the initial cast. I was going to do, but then it was like, when are you playing? He was like, at this time. I'm like, shit. I can't do that right now. I have things going on. That was at the time I was...
That was the... So...
Yeah, I was gearing up for an actual, like, I think we were... This was pandemic time. We were... I run a theater company, or help run a theater company here where I live. So we were recording a movie because we couldn't do live performances because pandemic. Yeah, so we were busy doing that, so I just didn't have time, and then that wrapped, and then there was an opening, and I was like, fucking gimme.
Give me a dear. I need to quench my thirst of acting.
It was one of the funny things as well, is the intention initially was because so much stuff that I tried to watch or tried to get into was, as I said, I'm in the UK. The time difference is insane sometimes.
Oh God, I know.
And I was so intent on, like, I'm going to find some people in the UK who are into this, and we're going to do something on UK time. And that fell apart completely. I think in the entire group there are 3 people, including myself, who are in the UK, and twice that who are in the States.
Twice that now, everyone we've added, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that fell apart completely.
Yeah, I will say this right now. I think the US, there are other places in the world that are trying to, build up. UK, Australia, other places. But I feel like the US is just like, they have the AP game on lock because they're like, well, we've been kind of doing it longer. Mm-hmm. We have a formula. We have the means. We have, but I want to see games from other places. I want to see, I would love to see like a Transformers game based in the UK. That would be dope as hell. Like, in the middle of downtown London, like, here comes, a Decepticon off the frickin' egg building, whatever it's called. I always call it an egg. It's like the
gherkin.
Yeah, the gherkin?
The gherkin, yeah. It's got a proper name. Don't ask me what the proper name is. It's the gherkin.
That does not look like a pickle.
It looks like a lot of things.
It does look like a lot of things.
It's called the gherkin. There is a proper name for it. Obviously, there's a proper name for it, but
I think
it reminds me of those fancy eggs. Those fancy
even if I type in
it
the
looks
gherkin,
like a Fabergé
it comes up
egg.
straight away. It's called. Even the website is the Gherkin at 30 St Mary Axe, the most recognised silhouette in 21st century architecture. Mm-hmm. The website is thegherkin.com. They've embraced it completely.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're the gherkin now.
Yeah, they've embraced it completely. Yeah.
Screw it. We're selling merch at the first floor, or excuse me, at ground floor. First floor is technically our second floor. Haha! I know things about Europe. Booyah! I've lived there. A
Transformers game in London would be hilarious. It's like everybody's a bus and nobody's going more than like 5 miles an hour because traffic.
One of those like taxis.
Yep.
Or
a
like
black cab. Yeah. That would be so funny.
A pedicab, just like a random pedicab.
I'm gonna make a note of this. Just.
I will don a really bad accent, and I will totally. This will be my first foray into playing Transformers Essence 20 games. Michael has been trying. Michael and Meth have been trying to get a pony game going, like that's like a cross between our VTM game and a pony game, and I'm like, can we not? Can I just be a vampire?
It's such a strange one to go from though as well. Like vampires to ponies. It's
yeah. Because it's Renegade does both. They produce. Well, I say produce. They transmit both. Okay, and I'm just here like. Okay, I guess I'll play a pony. Sure.
What you should try to do, Michael, is you're going to run a changeling game, but what you don't say until the day is that you're all playing changelings from My Little Pony, not changelings from the World of Darkness.
Yeah, there you go.
I got you.
Here are your characters.
There you go. Surprise! You're all changelings.
Shenanigans.
We've already been surprise changelinged in our game, and also surprise demoned in our game.
Yes.
and surprised mage in our game. So
mage.
Yeah, yeah. Have you met Meph?
I have not. No.
Meph loves World of Darkness, and he's like, I'm like, okay, so when are wraiths coming? When are we becoming mummies?
There's so much, wasn't there? Yeah, there's only vampires and werewolves at the moment, but there was so much before.
And hunters. So.
Yeah. Oh, and hunters. I keep forgetting about hunters. Christ. I've even got the book for hunters. I haven't for the other two. It's the only one I have. But yep.
I think they've already been talking about putting. We're just a tangent into
TTRPGs.
Just Renegade and yeah. I think the next one that they're coming out with from the old set that's getting a V5 upgrade, I think they said Changeling.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's either Changeling or Mage, because those are the two that people have been really wanting updated. Changeling or Mage.
Yeah, Mage was always a thing.
Yeah.
I remember GMing Mage before ever playing Mage and going slightly insane. Like
Mage is very confusing.
Yeah.
I was reading the lore and I was just like,
yeah.
Okay.
I made that face a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, okay, sure. Trust me, I ran Hunter and Werewolf, and I was just like, sure, we can make this happen. Why not? On that, what are some of on playing games together? What are some of your favorite moments that have happened at the table the past 3 years? This is your stars and wishes type of situation. Not stars and wishes. Like this is your way to like give a star to whoever. They could be at this lovely little round table, or they could be somebody else at the table.
Every time I compliment Matt, he tries to stab me. So
I've never actually tried to stab you. Just for the record, there's a vast geographical distance between it. Exactly. So there's not been any actual attempt to stab anybody. Just for the record.
But if I were there and said, "Hey, this guy is great," there'd be a knife in my back.
There might be an attempt to stab you. Yeah. But I'm going to throw one in there first. Michael's introduction into our game involved him stealing the car, or his character stealing the car of another one of the Rangers, because that's how it happened. He then stole the pistol from a security guard, which his character still has in-game. They're in space now, like 2 years later. They're in space and his character is still carrying around this pistol. She like vaulted over another character and said his name, like "Hi Pete" or something. It was like she just vaulted over him, like "Hey Pete," and then just like shot a putty in the face. So Grand Theft Auto, I don't know if there's a specific thing for stealing a pistol, but she did that too, and this was how she introduced herself to the team of heroes.
What an intro. What an intro. I love it. I love it. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, the time differences. And, you know, now that the pandemic, in most people's eyes, has, you know, died down, even though it's still a thing, what have been some of the hurdles of doing a game that spans across the world? What was that?
Getting out of bed.
Getting out of bed.
I am the one farthest away from the UK, so that 8-hour time difference is a lot sometimes.
Yeah, I think geographically, yeah,
And I will throw myself under the bus. We've moved Let There Be Thunder to Saturdays recently, and the past 2 have completely evaporated from my mind. Like, I forgot that existed so bad that I completely missed one, and I would have missed the second one had Matt not said something the night before, and I was like, damn it. So
he was like, I've just put a movie on as well. I was like, watch the movie? It's okay.
No,
we'll do cool stuff without you.
No, damn it.
The time difference is brutal. Yeah, the time difference is brutal. And one of the players, he lives in like central.
It's Colorado.
You can't say Thank you. I was going to say like in the central part of America, but I was going to say Central America, but then I realised no, because that's a separate geographical part, and I had to stop. Yeah. But then he works on Honolulu time, which is like 10 hours behind us. And time.
Exactly.
It's awful.
So the real BBEG of everything is
100%. As per usual. Yeah. As per usual. It always is. It always will be.
Yep.
Scheduling.
Scheduling is the worst, especially
Like, we're moving to pre-records for a lot of our other things, and just because it's easier than trying to be live
and just trying to get some things recorded at a time when people can just be here. I live on like 7 different time zones, I think, at this point, just to try and associate with people, and that's fine for me. I'm okay with that. I don't need to sleep.
I have the Google
times.
of what is the current time in this time zone.
I've got all of their time zones on the clock on my desktop, thankfully. So if I need to check anything, I'm just like, okay, so they shouldn't be awake, and if they are, I should tell them to go to sleep because they have like work or something. And yeah.
Well, I guess you kind of hinted at it, but what's next for the channel? What systems? Y'all are moving to a lot of pre-recorded stuff now, but yeah, what's next for Spectrum TTRPG?
So many different things. We've got like a waiting list of different things we want to try out. Interestingly, none of them is E20. Not because we don't like E20, but because there's so many things we want to try that we just kept pushing aside as we kept doing this. And as much as we love the game that we're playing at the moment, it is coming to an end. There's only so long you can tell the story for before it hits an end. So I think we've got... I'm looking forward to running a Batman, the role-playing game.
Yes, there's a Batman RPG, yeah.
That was my face. That was my face when I heard
there was a Batman RPG.
Michael was like, "Did you not know this?" I was like,
"I didn't know that."
No, I didn't know this. If I did know this, I would have bought it. I would have already been like, "Guys, there's a Batman RPG." Yeah.
You could easily just do a Saturday morning cartoon type of situation. Do they have Saturday morning cartoons in the UK?
I think we had them on Sundays as opposed to Saturdays, but yeah, we did have
a block of time.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was Sundays instead of Saturdays, but yeah. It was one of my favourite parts of the weekend was sitting there with my brother and watching the cartoons on the mornings, and I remember just sitting there, especially Power Rangers was one of the things we used to watch together because it was a thing that kind of bridged the age difference between us. So it does hold a bit of a place in my heart.
Michael, are you going to be GMing any of these future games?
That is the plan, yes. And I'm not entirely sure what, because like I've been thinking about like the Marvel Multiverse game, but like it's written not great, honestly. Like trying to bull my way through the Cataclysm of Cain book. I haven't touched it in like a couple of weeks because it's just written so weird for an adventure, for like a campaign book. It doesn't want, try and figure out how to run it. I'm like, what? Feels like I have to rewrite the book myself to turn it into a proper adventure. So I don't know. Something. I'll be running something at some point. Like, my Monty Python stuff is in the mail currently, so I don't know. That might happen.
Hold on, there's a Monty Python TTRPG?
Yes.
What the hell?
Yes.
There's so many! I didn't know this!
Yeah.
Keeping track of them is
yeah.
There
like a full-time job.
Dice rollers.
Yeah.
There are 2 of them, so you can clop them together.
Shut up.
I love that.
Shut up. That's the dice roller?
Yeah. And the dice tray, yeah. The two coconut shells, yeah.
That's fantastic.
I love that so much.
So you can clop them together.
The holy hand grenade, of course. That should be like an inclusion, like a little, like if you bought the deluxe or like the super deluxe or something like that, like you backed that. It's the holy hand grenade. That should be like a little table prop. I would back that part of just like having a holy hand grenade.
Oversized D20 with a holy hand grenade in it for when things are really going to go down.
Ooh.
That would be cool, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Trademark that. Trademarking that. No, I'm kidding. Y'all
go for it.
People want to play.
As I say, there is so many. I could name like half a dozen games just instantly that I want to run that are all coming out in like the next 6 months.
Yeah.
But
Kickstarter
is just.
Kill us if we plug the thing that's coming?
I'm not sure. That's kind of why I've not done it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
They may do, which is.
I mean, I guess it's been sort of mentioned to the public. We have a secret horror project that is coming out eventually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Well, we do love horror in this house occasionally. Here's the thing. I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. I like playing horror games. I don't necessarily like watching horror movies. I think it's the way that I can just like work through playing in a horror game as opposed to like having to just watch it and just be like, no thank you. No thank you. But yeah, no, horror is awesome. I love that. I guess the question is top, what are you most looking forward to whenever it comes to TTRPGs coming up?
Instantly answer that because I'm terrible. The Cosmere RPG, because I'm a huge fan of Brendan Sanderson and that thing has made so much money on Kickstarter, it is unreal. That thing like just was, I think at the end was just printing money. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think it hit number 4 on top Kickstarter projects or something close to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sanderson has like 2 of the top 5 between like the Minis game and the Cosmere RPG. Yeah. So. Yeah. I have not read any of the Sanderson stuff, but the game looks fun, so I'm down. But
I haven't either. I'm just like, sure, okay, I'm here. I'll clown. I don't mind. Any chance that y'all are gonna do a Buffy game on your channel?
So, I personally haven't run the Buffy game, and I can't comment on Michael. Maybe might want to run the Buffy game, but I have recently picked up the Monster of the Week game, and that at the very least could be run in a Buffy-like way.
yeah.
But if somebody wanted to run a Buffy game, I'd be down to clown, as they say, as the kids say.
As the kids say?
As the kids say. I don't know what the kids say.
Yeah, I don't either. Honestly.
Down to clown. They used to say that like 20 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
Zoomer garbage.
My references are very old. I don't know what the kids say. I know that there is somebody made I don't know, they made like their own Hellmouth RPG, and it's like a Buffy game. It's a 5e like Buffy skin to D&D, I guess. And there's like, you know, class, you know, whatever, whatever. You make your own slayer, or you can become a witch, or whatever the hell. I have that, and I would love to play that. That would be fun, but like,
you should send me that.
I don't know. I will.
I'm curious.
I will do that. Yes.
I have.
Sorry,
just because I have got on the go ahead from Killian, Michael. You can plug the thing.
Yeah, no, actually, this is a perfect time. Plug your shit! Plug your shit!
To Spectrum TTRPG. Cult. The Terra Gesundheitsum? What's it called?
It's spelt Taroticum.
Yeah, Killian said the word like once, and I don't know. Terra, I don't know, some tarot shit.
I'm personally, I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I know that I'm going to screw it up in a terrible way.
Yeah. Cult the tarot game, but yes, we've already recorded the prologue due to scheduling issues. We haven't recorded anything else yet, but it is coming soon. When we're thinking of launching the first episode sometime in
I've been told in Mr. Movie Phone voice, Cult Tarotocum? I'm going with that. Cult Tarotocum coming this fall.
This fall, okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
This fall. So y'all have plenty of time to pre-record everything.
Oh yeah.
You have plenty of time to pre-record a season.
I do what I'm told.
Character creation, technically.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, where can everybody find you two as well as Spectrum TTRPG?
So Spectrum TTRPG can be found on all of the socials at Spectrum TTRPG, and Twitch, YouTube. The only social you can't find us on is Twitter, because boo, it's turned into a bit of a hellscape. Yeah. And I can be found at GMXMG on everywhere but, again, the Twitter. Just, I'm not very good at being social, so you may find really random stuff on there.
You have one.
I will have a blue sky by the time,
Shelly,
by the end of today.
Where's Matthew's blue sky? There's no Matthew in my blue
sky. I will have a blue sky by the end of today. I think I used my blue sky invite when it first was doing it for the Spectrum one, and yeah.
Priorities.
Exactly.
And Michael, where can people find you?
I'm all over the internet in various spots as Sub-Zero Jalapeno.
Yep. Sweet. You will also, I guess this is a hint for everybody else, Michael might be coming back to the show in the future.
Just maybe.
Might be. Maybe. You'll have to see.
Talking about fireballs and shit.
Fireballs and shit. Exactly. With that being said, thank you so much for listening or watching After the Table at TTRPG Podcast. You can find all the links that we mentioned down below in the show notes. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Leave a rating if you want to, or a like. And if you want early access, you can check out the Patreon and Fourth Wall. Again, links down below. I love you guys, and I will see you on the internet. Goodbye!